Okay, this is the introduction to the series that I'll be doing on Zoom webinars, scheduling, and hosting. I have started the recording. I'm now going to share my screen, and I'm going to show the first introduction to the setting up of a webinar. Hit the screen share button. We're going to show this. We say share. Now we're sharing that. Oh, I beg your pardon. We're going to stop sharing because we forgot to do something. We're now going to share this. We're going to say share computer sound and optimize for full screen video. Then we're going to go over here. I'm going to say share. Okay, and we want to exit the full screen. We're going to pause the sharing. We are now going to say, this is just a real, real quick and dirty test, darling. Tish, hi. I really didn't expect to extract all this. Please go to your profile page on your Zoom account, check down the list, say My Webinars, and you click Schedule a Webinar. Okay? Why is it not working? Good question. Why is it not working? Okay. There we go. It just takes, apparently if you're using the arrow instead of this, it doesn't work. So here we are. My webinar, you click the blue button. You give it a name. We're going to name this webinars. Settings and schedule. Now, if you are giving a series, this will be the name of the series. You can't name them individually unless you go back and you rename them after you record. So this would be in your description. You could put number 1 of, I think it's probably going to take 3 of these. We can go back and change it. Okay. Select the template. If you're new, you won't have that. If you've already set one up, you can use it. We'll show you how to set one up in just a few minutes. You put in your date and your time. And you want this date and time to be in the host's time zone. So you may live in the central time zone like I do, but if I was visiting Denver and was going to be starting it from there, I would change the time zone here to Mountain Time. That way, when people put it on their calendars, it gives them the right date and everything. So we're going to set this to Monday the 13th is when we're going to set this up to the 20th at 8 p.m. because that's when we usually hold them on Mondays. So we'll get that. It's 1 hour. That's all right. Now, is this going to be a recurring webinar? You check that. Are you going to require registration? If so, you check that. Recurring webinar, if you check this, you get to say what the recurrence is, daily, weekly, monthly. If you have no fixed time and you give them the link, that means you can start at any time. So, like I say, if you're going to be recurrent, if you have registration, you can click that. And we'll get to how you set up the registration page and everything in a bit. Choose how you want the videos for both the host and the panelists when they come in, how you want the audio for both, okay? Whether you want required passwords. And then you get to your options. Do you want to have the Q&A panel open? That opens a separate panel from the chat to where you can type your questions. So you'd have to instruct your people, if they have questions, type in the Q&A. If they're just making a comment or something, type in the chat. Unless under the Q&A you enable certain other options to allow them to vote on the questions typed into the Q&A or to upvote them or comment on them. Enable a practice session, I definitely recommend that. You can go into that session as often as you like and practice without ever actually activating the webinar or broadcasting. Enable HD video for viewers only. You can check that or not as you want. If you check it, it's going to create more bandwidth for those who are in the same location attending the webinar. So if I'm at my desk and Sally's at her desk, we're putting a greater load on our outgoing network. So you might want to think of that when you're having your webinar, how many people are likely to be showing up from the same location. If you're doing an in-housing, I definitely would not check it. Why put more load on than you really want? So only signed-in users can join the webinar. That's if you're having it for a private group or something. Most of us that use it are really trying to attract a larger crowd, so I don't know that you would want that. Make the webinar on demand. If you check that, then you can have people register to watch the recording after it's finished. Just like they were going to attend the regular webinar, if you had registration required, watching your videos would have that same registration required. Record the webinar automatically, I would not check that. If you check that and you go into practice, it starts recording. I'd much rather go in and do my practicing with my panelists or alone or whatever, and then right before get ready to go live, you can do like Dear Mert does, quiet on the set, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and click the broadcast button. But unless you're real careful with this, I would advise not checking, because you may be putting something out there that you really don't want to put out there. And then all you have to do is hit schedule. And there you see the scheduled webinar with everything. Now that you've got it scheduled and everything, then you can look at saving it as a template if you think you're going to be using this particular layout and format. Okay. Next thing is customizing. And we will get to the customization of it in the next video. But I'd like to thank you for watching. And now if you've got any questions, we're going to stop this video and have a live Q&A session. Thanks for watching. Okay, we have stopped the video. Now we're going to stop this meeting. We will play this video at the beginning of the official sessions, which start August the 13th at 8 p.m. Central Time. Like I said, there'll probably be about 3 of them, because all those customizations at the bottom are going to take some time. And if you have any questions, feel free to type them into the user-to-user community under the special category and post that I'm going to set up for that before the video is live. Of course, once we're in the meeting on the 13th, you'll be able to put your questions, directly into the chat there, because the Q&A session, these sessions, while they are on webinars, they're going to be held in a meeting format. Because I see no sense in having the regular people register and the whole thing. We did the test last week. We know that the registration project works and everything, but there's no reason in what I'm going to be doing to have a separate Q&A versus, the chat. Because, I mean, let's face it, most of us don't really have a month-to-month need for a webinar. We don't attract that big of a crowd, or at least I don't. And you can run meetings a whole lot easier and cheaper than you can run a webinar, with the webinar being $40 a month, unless you pay a year ahead of time, in which case it runs like $33 and change per month. But anyway, that was that's what's going to be happening, and we hope to see you there. Now I'm going to stop this recording and let it render, and probably save it and post it closer to the actual day of the event, which again is August the 13th, 8 p.m. Central. Thank you.